Good evening, folks. This is Brian for Rumble Roses Wrestling. As we close out the semifinals of the #1 Contenders Tournament, we have a stacked commentator booth tonight. I'm joined by my son, Will, the champion Reiko Hinomoto, and my broadcast partner, Chris.
Oh yes, the entire gang is here. So for the people watching at home, hope you can keep up with all four of us yammering over each other.
I mean, you can definitely help reduce noise pollution by just not talking tonight. No one ever cares what you have to say anyway.
On the contrary, the people at home need my commentary so they know who they're actually supposed to cheer for. Do they ever? Hardly. But one day I will open the eyes of these fools who have been blinded by your father's bald spot.
Wow, Chris, that was really mean.
Yeah, don't talk shit about my dad like that, you prick.
Settle down, all three of you. Let's just get back to tonight's matchup. Besides, Chris is only poking fun at my bald spot because he's still bald in places he shouldn't be at his age. So last weekend, Bloody Shadow defeated an overzealous Miss Spencer, who spent a little too much time laying the hurt on Bloody Shadow and not enough time trying to cover her for the win. What might have worked in her match against Candy Cane certainly did not work against Bloody Shadow, and it was the mysterious ninja who prevailed in the end. And tonight we've got the 3-count cowgirl Dixie Clemets versus the nomad Aigle. The winner of this matchup will then square off against Bloody Shadow in the finals to get a chance at challenging our Rumble Roses champion, Reiko Hinomoto. Who will be the victor? Stay tuned to find out.
Introducing first, making her way to the ring from San Antonio, Texas, the 3-count cowgirl Dixie Clemets.
You know, typically I would be cheering for Dixie to win this tournament so I can defend my title against my good friend. But we haven't spoken in more than a month, and every time I've tried to backstage, she's just given me the cold shoulder.
And see, this is your problem, Reiko. You don't seem to understand the competitive aspect of this business. Did you really think it could remain all rainbows and unicorns with Dixie, someone who has worked longer and harder than you at this business, while you can just snatch the championship just because of who your mother is? Then to add insult to injury, she actually should have faced you weeks ago. But what do you do instead? You cower behind the excuse of needing to recover from injuries and force our roster to compete in this tournament so you can just extend your championship reign a little longer than you deserve to.
Now listen here, you piece of shit.
Will, how many times do I have to tell you that I don't need you to stand up for me? I'm a wrestling champion, for God's sake. Don't you think I can stand up for myself?
And her opponent reigning from the plains of Mongolia, the nomad Aigle.
In the ring, you can definitely defend yourself, sure. But you haven't really been the best at the war of words.
Says the sensitive little snowflake who gets triggered by every little thing I say. You can try and hide behind your new and fake-ass voice all you want, but deep down inside, you're still that same insecure beta male that came into this company not even knowing the difference between a suplex and body slam.
What would I have to be insecure about? I'm dating the champion of this company.
God, Will, if you keep bragging to everyone about it like this, we won't be dating for much longer.
Wait, you don't really mean that, do you? Babe? Babe?
And this is why I preferred commentating alone. You know, folks, back in the day, there was only one commentator for pro wrestling matches. And honestly, now I can see why.
Bet I got you, fam. Let's call this like true professionals. And right out the gate, Dixie Clemets dominates Aigle with a combination of strikes.
Babe, talk to me. Were you serious about breaking up with me?
I didn't say I was breaking up with you.
And now she takes Aigle out for a spin.
I said that if you keep treating me like some trophy you parade around, then maybe I might.
Devastating clothesline by Dixie. But it looks like Aigle might turn the tides.
I'm sorry, babe. You know you mean more to me than that.
Oh, is that so?
Especially with setting up this power bomb, and Dixie counters with a DDT.
Then see if you can go at least one day without bragging about the stuff we do every night, or there'll be nothing. Or should I say no one for you to do any night after this one?
Dixie now just tangling Aigle up into what appears to be a complex abdominal stretch.
I'm sorry, babe. I didn't mean to make you feel cheap.
And it is not enough to make the Mongolian nomad tap out. Aigle has way more grit than that, but impressive technical skills on Dixie's part.
I just wish that you could see me as more than just a pretty face or some champion.
Aigle may have had the upper hand on Makoto in their matchup, but Dixie is truly showing us just how hungry she is for that shot at the championship.
You're right, babe. I'm sorry. There is way more to you than just your looks and your achievements. You're kind. You're loyal. And I gotta say, you give me a kind of warmth I've never felt before. and I don't want to take that for granted.
I don't mean to overstep on your personal business, Reiko, especially since it involves my son. But you really should be paying attention to the match so you can see what kinds of tricks Dixie has up her sleeve. Plus, it'd be a lot more professional and more enjoyable to the people watching at home if you just focused on the in-ring action.
You're right, Brian. I'm sorry we've been so distracted. And thank you, Will. That's all I'm asking for.
It looks like Dixie is just trying to yank Aigle's head off her shoulders with this vice grip of a chin lock. Reiko, I sure hope you're ready for Dixie if she happens to win this tournament.
Personally, I would be more scared of who would beat Dixie, seeing as how vicious she has been throughout this tournament. Whether it's Bloody Shadow or Aigle, even though it seems like a long shot with how this match has been going. Either of these women and Dixie all have a chance at facing our Rumble Roses champion, Reiko Hinomoto. We are just 2 more matches away from a long-awaited title defense. How are you feeling as we near the end of this tournament, Reiko?
Last time you asked me, I said I was nervous-sighted. But tonight, I'm starting to feel more nervous than excited. Dixie truly is putting on a dominating performance.
Dixie cut her out of nowhere.
And with how cold she's been toward me the past few weeks,
But wait, where is she going? Why isn't she going for the pinfall?
I don't think our friendship is even going to be a factor if I face off against her. I'm really hoping Aigle or Bloody Shadow beat her, so I can at least go into my title defense without it having to be personal. So I can just focus on retaining this championship and continuing to honor my late mother, the great Kamikaze Rose.
This is quite confusing as Dixie has taken the match outside when she had an opportunity just a moment ago to advance in the tournament. And what's this now? She's grabbed a prop from the crowd? What is she going to do with that? Just what is going on here? Has Dixie lost her mind? I suggest for any parents with young children watching at home to divert their attention away from the TV.
Perhaps Dixie is just frustrated that Aigle hasn't put up much of a fight this match. Knowing her, she probably feels offended and disappointed by this.
This is very unlike Dixie. I really don't know what's gotten into her. She usually has way better sportsmanship than this. But then again, with the way she's been talking to me and snubbing me out, I don't know anymore.
Someone needs to stop this match before Aigle gets seriously injured.
She's fine, see? She's fighting back.
I wouldn't be too sure about that. She looks a little banged up and confused as to what she needs to do next.
No! She's got this! Sometimes we just need to take a quick breather before going all in. We don't want to ruin our own momentum if recklessness puts us back into the danger zone.
The fans in attendance now giving an increasing amount of support for Aigle. Clearly, they want to see her get justice for all this abuse from Dixie Clemets. With yet another Dixie cutter, I don't know how much more punishment Aigle's chin can take. And now she's putting her in the Dixie Buster, but she quickly releases it as if she wants to lay more punishment onto her.
Well, that's how it goes in this business. You gotta show everyone who's boss or the entire roster will step all over you.
Dixie is setting out to humiliate Aigle, it seems, what with that overly stylized Boston Crab.
And here is your winner, Dixie Clemets.
Didn't even break a sweat.
I cannot believe my eyes. Dixie's once healthy competitive spirit has become corrupted. She was already dominating the match, but that wasn't enough for her. She set out to really hurt Aigle in this match with the use of an illegal weapon and piling on all of her finishing moves when Aigle was already down and out several moments before she was forced to tap out from a submission hold.
This is a tournament for the ultimate prize in the company after all. So you gotta take no prisoners, or they're gonna take you.
Well, it looks like Dixie Clemets is moving on to the finals to face off against Bloody Shadow next weekend. It's the final match of this tournament to determine who will get a shot at challenging our Rumble Roses champion, Reiko Hinomoto. I'm not going to act like a broken record and ask you how you feel about defending your title. All I will ask you instead, Reiko, is if you're ready for either of these women to become the #1 contender for your title. Are you ready?
I'm definitely ready to defend my title. But I don't know if I'm ready to fight dirty if that's the only way to defend myself against this new Dixie who clearly has a screw loose in her head.
You're better than that, babe. I think that no matter what she throws at you, you'll be ready for it and you'll do what you gotta do to win, all without compromising your integrity.
Let us hope that is the case if Dixie wins the finals. Anyways, folks, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for more content like this. This has been Brian, Will, Reiko, and Chris for Rumble Roses Wrestling, signing out.